Welcome to Python Tips with Professor Caliph. Today I'd like to talk about this sort of magic incantation that you've probably seen if you've looked at much Python code. Let's first think about what it is and why we would care about it. It's important to understand that when we deal with a Python script, there are two different ways we might use that script. First is to use it as a program, where we simply call Python and pass it this script. The script will run, and then we'll be done. The other option is to use it from other code, whether it's from inside the interpreter, we import it, or more commonly in another script, we've imported the script or some function from the script. And in those cases, we're using my script as a module instead of as a program. Our goal is to have code in our script that we run if the script is being used as a program, but not if it's being used as a module. So let's flip over and take a look at some code. So I've created a couple of scripts here. The first one is the one that we actually have that we want to be able to use as a program or as a module and have some code that only runs, specifically in this case, this print statement here, if we're using it as a program, but not if we're importing it into another script. So then I've created another script that imports the first one, prints its own thing, and calls the function from script 1, which simply prints its own thing. Okay, so let's see what happens with the code as it is, where everything's just at the top level. So if I run script 1, then we're going to see the print for script 1. And that's what we want. When we run it as a program, we want to see the code from this script. But then I want to also run it from script 2 and have it not produce that print. But in this case, it does. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, but you imported the whole script, so it ran. Let me just point out to you, if we change the import so that instead of import script 1, I'm just going to comment this out, we say from script 1 import func1, and then I'm going to change this so that we just call the function since we don't have the whole script 1 module there. And having made that change, let's run this again. We'll see that even if all we've done is import the function from the script, we still get the print from that module. And the reason for this is that the whole script is run in order to get what functions are in that module in the process of importing. We want to fix this, and we want to fix it so that when we run script 1, we get that print, but when we run script 2, we see only this is in script 2 and sample function to call, but not the print from script 1. And the way we do this is that sort of magic incantation that we started with, which is if name equals main. And of course, we've got double underscores on both name and main. And then we have our colon because we have an if. Now what this means is if the script that's running is the main script, this is the script that was called as the program, not just imported as a module. So let's save that and let's come back. And first let's run script 1 again, because we want to make sure it still works the way we want it to. And in fact, it does. We still get our print. Everything's just fine. But when we now run script 2, and let's first run it in our second version, we don't see the print from script 1. And let's just go confirm that that's true even when we just import the whole script. So we make that change and we see once again that we don't get it. So this is the idea behind using name equals main. It allows us to have some code where that code will run, the code inside the if name equals main will run if and only if we run the script as a program. So why do we want to do this? There are really two main circumstances. The first is that I have a program with functions that another program might want to import. So if I make sure that the things that are supposed to happen for the program are started by something that's inside that if name equals main clause, other people can import my program as if it were a module and use my functions, and there's no problem with that. And that's a nice flexible way to do things. The probably even more common use case will be including test code in a module. So I'm creating a module, it's just a set of functions or classes that other code is intended to use. But I need to test that. And so a convenient way to get those tests going would be to put them behind that if name equals main clause. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I hope to see you next time.